She is from one of my favorite cities in the world, New York. She has been a makeup artist over 10 years. She has worked on shows like American Soul, Iron Hearts, as well as The Wonder Years. Please welcome Autumn McKenney, one of my favorite people on the earth.
Oh, and you are mine.
Thank you so much for coming.
Of course,
you look absolutely gorgeous as always.
Thank you, girl. So do you.
Oh, okay. So let's get to it, girly girl.
Yes.
Tell everybody how you got started in the industry. Where did you start? Like, what propelled you to want to go into makeup?
Nothing. Honestly, nothing. Like, I am a social worker by trade.
Oh, wow.
And I was never allowed to wear makeup. It was like never really a thing for me. In college, I would sometimes do like girlfriends of mine makeup, but never anything professional, and definitely not charging because absolutely not. It was not good. So I did one of my girlfriend's makeup. I posted it, and a manager of mine from when I was a teenager, when I used to sing, he contacted me and he was like, hey, are you still doing makeup? Now, this is like a Wednesday. He had called me. He was like, are you still doing makeup? And I was like, I mean, makeup, I guess I'm doing makeup. But on that Wednesday, I had just quit my job. Wow. I did not want to be working in the facility that I was working in. And I had like no plan. It was just like, I'm just going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So I quit that Wednesday. He called me that Wednesday. And he was like, are you still doing makeup? I was like, yeah. I had no other form of income coming in at this point. I just quit. So he was like, okay, do you do special effects makeup? I was like, yeah.
Right.
Never had I ever done it. It's a fake it till you make it,
that's
okay?
Right. You better say that because I do that all the time.
You have to, because I have enough trust in myself that I can teach myself whatever I want to learn.
You better say it.
Right.
You better say it.
So he was like, okay, great. So I am booking you for Sunday for Wyclef Jean and Troy Avenue's music video.
What?
I was like, huh? Okay, great. Yeah.
I know you got off that phone, you melted in the carpet.
I withered away. Okay? And so it was like, you should have led with that.
Yeah.
You know? Okay?
You should have started with
right. So I went to YouTube University.
Me too.
Yes, a girl graduated with honors. Yeah, that part. And I had gone to Party City because I was not a makeup artist. I'm like, special effects, where do I go? You know, I didn't know anything about pro stores at that time. I went to Party City. I got the worst makeup. It was like a clown kit, a this kit. So then he calls me back and he's like, so yeah, we're going to need you to recreate on a Tupac lookalike, the famous Tupac autopsy photo. So apparently there's an autopsy photo of Tupac that was floating around since he obviously passed. And they wanted me to recreate that for the music video. So this, honestly, to date, this is my largest special effects project that I have ever done. Like, they wanted it open, realistic, blood, everything. I had to do like bullet holes, things I had never done before. And I'm building this. Like, at that time, I didn't know really about prosthetics. I could have just popped a prosthetic on. I knew nothing of that. So really, I was thrown into it. I built it. And the music video aired. Now, the music video aired, and then all of a sudden I started getting alerts from people like, I can't find the music video. And I'm like, what do you mean? So apparently the woman who had taken the initial Tupac photo said that it was copyright infringement. She thought that in the photo, because he was just laying, the Tupac lookalike was just laying on the table, she thought that was her photo in the video, which was a compliment to me. Thank you, girl.
Yes.
So, but VH1, MTV, YouTube, everyone ripped it off of every platform because they didn't want to get sued for anything.
Yes.
So TMZ ended up picking up the story. It was
wow.
Like, yes,
look
girl.
at this.
Right, straight out the gate.
Straight out the gate.
Yes.
You popping, girl. You
right? And I'm like, me with this Party City kid.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So they ended up like running a story on TMZ. I sent pictures to prove that it was like my makeup, and then from then on, I was like, okay, God, I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah. You want the sun.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, okay, so let me just try this. I have nothing else to do. I'm going to pursue this. Let me jump on it while the iron is hot.
Yes.
So I ended up then applying to a magazine. The magazine was called Texture Magazine. And I was a beauty writer, and I was doing the makeup for the cover models. So, yes. So I did a few, and then I got a call from the owner of the magazine. She was like, okay, so we need you on Saturday. And my best friend does hair too. So it was like we were, the dynamic duo, baby.
Yes, that's awesome. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. So she was like, I need you to do Nicole Ari Parker's makeup for the cover of Me Too. That is my girl. And she is like a huge part of my story of why I'm even in the film industry. Yes. So I was like, okay, sure. So I came nervous because I still was not comfortable in my craft. You know what I mean? I was not the best makeup artist at all.
Yeah.
So I did her makeup. We ended up hitting it off. She's just honestly the sweetest person in existence.
Very genuine.
Yes. I did her and Boris's makeup, and then they ended up asking me to do their press tour, because at that time they had the Nicole and Boris show, and I'm like, sure. Yes. So let me tell you why Nicole is the GOAT, okay? Because a lot of things that she dropped a lot of gems on me. First off, when the networks had contacted me to do her press tour, they were like, what's your rate? First off, I had no agent. There was no one I could bounce these things off of. You know what I mean? Nobody to ask, no one I knew was doing TV and film.
Right.
So so I'm riding in the car with Nicole. I had given the network a price, and Nicole was like, how much are you charging them? We're in the Sprinter, on our way to, I feel like we were on our way to Wendy Williams. And I was like, I charged them $250 a day. And she was like, what? I was like, yes. She was like, no, you need to add a 0 to that. And I was like, okay, girl, whatever you say. She really put me on game, because I didn't want to, at that time as a new artist, I didn't want to say a number that was so high.
And we don't know as we're
and the network of course ate that up. They were like, yes, 250, girl, come on. We'll sign you for everything.
We'll sign you up for everything. We gotta ship you off to Africa and New Zealand and everywhere. 250 a day.
Exactly, yes. So
what happened when you told them when you added that other 0?
Because Nicole had my back, so that's what it was.
I know that's right.
You know?
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, girl. She patted my pockets.
Thank you, Nicole.
Mine and my best friend's pockets, because she picked her up as the hairstylist. Yes.
See, I should have known you. I know I should have known you.
Yes. She is just, honestly, she is, when I say that my journey has really been truly a journey of support by Black women.
Yes. Oh,
it's
my
God. we talk about, Black people, they want to tear each other down, they don't want to help each other, which I do agree to some degree. But my story for the most part has not been that.
Which I love. That's not my story.
Yes, it's not. Yes. So then another thing that Nicole told me, which I want other makeup artists, hairstylists, whoever is in the industry to really think about this too, is at that time, Nicole was like, okay, I'm going to post your makeup. I'm going to tag your Instagram. Yes. She was like, what's your Instagram? I'm going to follow you. So I was like, okay. My Instagram was, the name was, girl, let me tell you. Let me take a sip.
Get it, girl.
My Instagram name was I_am_that_limited_edition.
Oh my God.
Nicole looked at me and she was like, absolutely not.
So she basically was like your branding.
She truly put me on.
She branded you.
Yes. She was like, change it to your name. I changed it to my name, and it's never been anything other than that. She was like, people just need to know your name.
Yeah, that's all they need to know.
I was like, perfect. That's what it is.
That's great information for those people that's coming in.
And your email address. Yes. Please. It shouldn't be like cutie234@aol.com.
Yes.
No, people do not want to correspond with someone who they don't think is taking their craft seriously. And the craft goes past the art of makeup, the art of hair. It goes to the business side also. So you have to be cognizant of that.
You better preach.
Yes. But another huge, okay, wait, let me finish the Nicole story. No,
girl, we are all ears.
Yes, okay, so the Nicole story, so I do the press tour with her. She hires me for Ford commercials, things like that. large things. And I'm like, girl, I don't even think my makeup's that good. Like at this time, I'm not telling her that, but she's like, okay, so do my makeup. We would go in the mirror and she would be like, okay, so just fix this right here and this. And it wasn't like she was reprimanding me or making me feel bad. She was like, honestly, on some like, I believe in you. I know that you have this in you. You just need to really perfect your craft, which I appreciate truly. Yes. So while I'm doing all of that, in between like trying to get my clients in the beginning, I apologize because I messed y'all faces up. That's what we do, okay?
Oh my God, that was the laugh.
Yes. So in between that, now I'm like, okay, let me get to know this industry. So one of my best friends sent me a post that Danessa Myricks, who is like an icon in the beauty industry. Yes. If you don't know about her, absolutely look her up. Danessa Myricks. Yes. So she was looking for an assistant. At this time I was living in New York, but her assistant was looking for volunteers for the Bronner Brothers show in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I mean, I have to try to meet other artists. I really have to get out there. And, so I responded to it. I sent like a few pictures of my work and her assistant was like, okay, great. We need you in Atlanta these dates. Mind you, this is a volunteer thing.
Yeah.
So I drive down to Atlanta from New York, which is like a 15, 16-hour car ride. Okay. So that's how dedicated I was to this. Wow. So I drive from New York to Atlanta to volunteer for 3 days. Each day. So I show up on the first day and when we're setting up and I see that it's like a ton of volunteers and I'm like, how am I going to stand out from like the rest of these girls who have been doing makeup forever? So the next morning I woke up and I did like avant-garde looks every single day. Mm-hmm. Like a bunch of blogs started posting me and Danessa and I hit it off from that point. What? She ended up hiring me on her team. I've been all around the world with Danessa.
What? Yes. I didn't know that.
Yes, yeah. Like I was with Danessa before the brand was Danessa Myricks Beauty. It was I Make You Beautiful. And I was literally like glitters. I was packing them in her living room, putting the labels on them. Like I've been with Danessa for a while and she has truly like catapulted my career also by just helping me make connections in the industry with other brands.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
we gotta come back for another show on branding. Like, right. Period.
Yeah. For sure.
That is crazy.
Yes. So now let's go back to Nicole. So I moved down to Atlanta. I had just had my son and now it's like I had started making my connections in New York, but in Atlanta, I really didn't have like any connections. Mm-hmm. I'm a new mom. I feel fat. I feel ugly. I don't have any friends down here. I feel like I'm just like stuck in the house, you know? Yeah. So Nicole contacts me and she's like, hey, I'm doing a movie down here. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I've never done a movie. Like I had done music videos and things like that, but like a movie is something different. Yes. So, she basically requested, and at that time, the department head was Jeremy Dell, which Jeremy was like one of the first artists to really put me onto anything down here to keep hiring me in order for me to really, so shout out to you, Jeremy.
Shout out. Shout it out.
Yes. So Nicole asked Jeremy, she was like, I have an artist that I know from New York and she's down here. Can you have her work on the movie? Nicole put the word into Jeremy's ear and I got onto the movie set.
That is absolutely amazing.
And everything just kept rolling from there.
Because
they can get your little foot in the door, but you really got to keep it rolling. Because
you got to keep that foot.
Yes, because outside of the talent as far as makeup, there's so much more, There's like makeup and hair, it's like 20% of the job that we actually have to do as makeup and hairstylists.
Yes. You better say that. And I tell people all the time that your talent will get you in the door, but your character will keep you there.
That's it.
I tell people that all the time, and it's very true. And when I first met you on American Soul, it was just something about you. I said, she's so cute. And then I was like, her attitude and your character just shines through.
Thank you. And so does yours.
I
like mine.
Yeah, I think that's why we connected.
Yes.
I mean, just laughing with you in the trailer and then I remember one day,
I'm afraid. I don't know what she's about to say.
One day I was washing some wigs at the sink, and I heard a voice that said, "Damn, I didn't know your ass was that big."
Okay, yeah.
And it was
definitely on brand. That's something I would say. Yes. Because it's like she's so, and then the back. Yes.
Yeah, but besides all of that, and just the girlfriend side of things, like just the fact that, I remember speaking something into you. I said, girl, remember this day. I remember saying that to you in the trailer. I said, mark this day down. God is about to just like do some amazing things in your life. And I don't remember verbatim what I said, but I do know I was speaking so many blessings into your life.
As you always do.
I mean, and you just took off from there. Like, next minute I knew you was heading shows, and I'm like, look at my girl. Look at my girl. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And this is just the beginning. I'm just gonna tell you, because I mean,
from your lips to God's ears.
This is. Yes. I see you like high.
Thank you.
Like high on a pinnacle.
Wow.
Like literally.
And coming from you,
I'm serious.
I will take that.
Yeah, I'm serious. So tell the people like what has been like the most. I mean, besides the Nicole Parker, is she still in your life? Like what's going on?
Like she said, we still speak, and she still sends me like we had a baby shower. She sends me things for the kids. She is like truly just the person that you think she is.
That's who she is.
That's truly who she is. She's just like, and I've never met anyone to say anything negative about her. No. She's just a good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are some more amazing people that you met? Like, because to me, now that I'm in my 40s, that's all that really matters to me. The talent is there. The talent is there for you. We already know we have it. But for me, going into my 50s, I'm 44, so I'm stepping into my 50s.
You still in your low 40s?
Low. But yeah, I'm now. It's more about relationships to me when I'm on set and stuff like that, and creating those relationships that can last a lifetime. So tell me about like if you've met any other actors or anything that like has just like extended on, or even just people. Period.
Right. So I honestly think that it was great for me coming down. It was a blessing and a curse, because coming down here not knowing anyone, it felt very isolated.
Yeah.
But then working on TV and film, I've met some of my best friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
so that was a blessing in disguise, because it forced me to think outside of like, okay, I got my girls in New York. Like, I don't really need anybody down here. Like, you're a work friend, girl.
Right, exactly.
Don't hit me up after hours. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I have met like some of the like best people. Like Centuria is one of my best friends.
I love her. Okay.
Yes.
I know she's such a sweet person.
That is my girl. Danielle, she's one of my best friends. Like I have met so many great people. Donaldo, who like
Donaldo is everything.
Yes, who I met.
Sunshine.
Sunshine. I mean, truly pure sunshine.
Pure sunshine.
I met him when I was working in the opera.
Oh, okay.
And to my knowledge, I feel like he had never really done like TV and film, like on a production full time. Mm-hmm. And I brought him into the Wonder Years, and he met Jeremy, and Jeremy ended up hiring him full time. And then Tonaldo and I just been going since.
Yeah, ever since.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. He has one of those spirits that just lights up a room when he comes in. So but is there any like advice? Mm-hmm. Or any lessons that you have learned along the way that you can tell some of our viewers? Like,
okay, so something that I feel like is still a struggle, and please join in if you feel this way also, is as an artist, don't dull your craft.
Oh my God.
You will work under department heads that might not be as talented as you, but they definitely can department head, but the jealousy factor can come in there, especially as a woman working with other women. So just don't dull your craft, but definitely know your role.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Know your role. This is not your production. You're helping with the production, but don't dim your shine.
Yes. Don't dim your shine for anybody. Yes. But at the same time, be very wise
and cognizant of what your role is.
Yes.
You are not the department head.
Right. Because when you start stepping over the department head, and that's a whole nother issue that you've created for yourself that did not have to be created.
Correct.
That's a great lesson.
Yes.
That's a great lesson. Any more?
Girl, how long you got?
so many.
Right.
It's so many. I'm trying to think of the things that I've learned is when you're first coming into the industry, be very observant and be like a sponge and soak everything up. Don't be too quick to speak and give your input.
Move how your counterparts on the team move.
Yes.
Yes. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
For sure.
Do not, overstep. Be very, very cognizant of everything that's going on around you.
Right.
And definitely learn the language of what the set life.
That part. I completely
Because I didn't know nothing. When I got, I'm like,
girl, I was on Google. What is 10-1? What is the honey wagon? What is this? I'm like, the honey wagon. Oh, girl, what is that? They got like a coffee truck.
Honey biscuits? What's going on?
Like, no, baby, that's the bathroom.
Right.
Yes.
Like, that was one of the major things that I think a lot of people skip over when they come into the industry. Like, they do not know. They're on set and they're hearing these different calls. It's like a different language.
Right.
And you're like, what? Okay.
Yes, completely agreed. Okay. Something else that I have that I want to say to specifically women in the industry is don't think that you can't be a successful whatever you want to be and have a family. You can do it all, baby.
Oh, yes.
You can do it all. I think the key to me, because I'm a mother, I have 2 small children, and I think the key is just having a very supportive spouse.
Yes.
Because
that's vital.
Absolutely. The hours that we work, even if we worked 8 hours a day, that's difficult being a single parent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But having a supportive spouse, choosing your life partner correctly.
Yes. Yes. And even if you don't have a spouse, having a supportive support
family
system. Yeah.
Absolutely.
A good support family. And I tell people all the time, if it was not for my husband, like I like basically trained him for this before I even got in the industry. I was like, get ready because I'm about to go in.
Right.
He'd be like, what you talking? I'm like, get ready because this is about to happen. So that is so important.
It is. And I find that I don't meet a lot of mothers with young children in the industry. I meet a lot of women who don't have kids. To be honest with you, they've chosen their career, which is awesome. Or they've chosen just not to have kids, which I completely support too, baby.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I see both sides of it. But if you do choose to have kids, I feel like you can do it all.
You can.
Don't think that you need to pick one and neglect the other.
Right.
You can do it all. You just need to learn how to schedule your life. Yes. How to say no when you have to say no.
Yes. That's so important. I had a lady come up to me. She was a makeup artist and she had just had a little son. And she said, Arlene, I can't do this anymore. I can't do these. This was on set. She was like, I can't do these long hours. And then I got my baby at home. And she was like, can you refer me any agencies and things of that nature? And I just gave her all the ones I could think of. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to take a break.
And pivot.
Yeah, and pivot towards something else. Or just take a small little break and then come back.
Right.
And sometimes that's required. That's what is required.
Right. I have a 1-year-old daughter, and I worked my entire pregnancy. And honestly, I had gotten hired for a job, and I was nervous telling my department head. And I ended up just telling him, I was like, I'm pregnant. And he was like, all right. And I was like, girl, okay. Yeah. I was like, I promise you that I'm going to do everything. And I literally worked up until I gave birth. Yeah. I was in the labor and delivery room on a production meeting.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
that's crazy.
Which I definitely don't recommend.
Yeah.
But that's how committed I was.
You were.
For
wow.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. I'm just gonna tell you. I know that. You know what I mean? And anybody would be so blessed and lucky to work under you. So yeah, that's just a total blessing. So talking about pivoting, is there anything like that you have already pivoted towards? Because like you said, you can do everything. You ain't got to just have one thing in the ropes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I think it's definitely important to have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Especially with this industry just being so chaotic.
Yes.
The thing that people don't realize is they'll come up to us and they'll be like, oh my gosh, you have like a dream job. I love your job. You must love it every single day. I'm like, girl. First of all, I don't dream to work. So there's no dream job for me.
Yeah.
But I do love what I do.
Yes.
I'm grateful for what I do, but it's more than just the glamour of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
really almost sometimes 12, 13, 14 hours a
Girl,
day.
16 plus sometimes, depending on what production you're
20.
on. Yeah. So it's kind of like my advice is just make sure you also take care of your health.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because we tend to forget about that.
Oh my God.
And it's also something like you jump from production to production. So as a creative, you're never comfortable. Mm-hmm. There's never any comfort in like, okay, I'm working this job. Let me have a sigh of relief. No, but you're thinking about the next job.
You're thinking about the next
So it's constantly, yes, like people don't realize that you're constantly interviewing for the next job, the next job, the next job. We're just contracted.
Yeah, we're just contracting. We're not like steady workers. Right. You know, unless we get lucky and blessed, thank God that we can work steadily like that. But we're definitely working from project to project, production to production. So
your attitude has to be, and your attitude has to be right because word travels.
Oh my God, it travels fast.
Yes, it travels fast. Once one person, and if it's somebody who's been like seasoned in the industry, has put out a word that
don't hire her because it's such and such, and such, or don't hire him, then everybody's going to go, especially if it's somebody, like you said, seasoned and well known, and they respect you. Oh, they ain't hiring. They not hiring. No. So yeah, that's very important for you to keep your attitude together.
Absolutely. But my advice to people trying to get into the industry, at least, everybody's story is different. Mm-hmm. So there's not a cookie cutter way to get into the industry, but I think something that definitely will help, and advice that I do give to people other than constantly working on your craft. I have to constantly work on my craft. Yeah. Trends are constantly changing.
Yeah, I'm always learning.
Yeah, people don't want, like, just look at eyebrows. Eyebrows have changed.
Yes,
they used to be thin eyebrows.
I had
like,
thin ones.
It's like you have to keep up with the trends. Mm-hmm. But advice I would give to someone that's trying to get into the industry would definitely be keep working on your craft, go to the trade shows, go to the makeup show, go to IMATs, do all of these things. But also, when you're looking to take private classes, look for someone who is specific to TV and film.
Yes.
So sign up for those classes, because that's also a networking environment for you. Mm-hmm. Because the person next to you could have just come off from department heading something, and they're looking to enhance whatever skill that class is. Yes. So you do not know who your counterparts, your peers in this are, even when you're working background.
Yes.
Like, especially when you're working background, that's when you're going to rub elbows with the most artists. And those artists, it might be a downtime right now, but their next film could be a Marvel film, and they're going to remember that your attitude was terrible, that you were lazy, that you didn't want to work. Yep. So always just put your best foot forward.
Yes.
No matter who you think is watching.
That's right. You better say that. I mean, always be cognizant. And I think that's what when I was saying earlier, always be cognizant, because somebody's watching you. Somebody is watching at all times, even when you don't think so.
Even other departments.
Yes, other departments too.
Departments.
That's what I'm saying. Like, other departments are watching, and they're going back or whatever.
Right.
It's very political.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. But I just say, it's also important to me, when I got into the industry, I said to myself, I don't want to, and this is no knock on anyone who is doing face by face or head by head, but I knew for me that was not supposed to be my journey, especially as a mother. Like, I needed something that, with the 401k, retirement plan, these kind of things. So make sure when you can be a creative, but you can be a smart creative. So get in a union, make sure that all your finances are up.
Yes. Yeah, the union is very important. With that was what was important to me. It was the retirement. I needed something for retirement
and health insurance,
dental, vision, for me and my children. So that was one of the most important things about joining a union, because it's so hard being out here as far as like your own contractor, like by yourself. Basically, you're like a sole proprietor or whatever, and you're out here working, just doing hair or makeup. So that's one of the things that you got to keep in mind as well.
Right. And learning how to save properly, because like coming from a corporate job, it's like you're used to getting a specific amount each week. You know what's going to what. But working in our industry, although we could be working on something for 8 months, we could have a check that's $5,000, or we could have a check that's $2,000. It depends on how many hours you worked that week. Right. So when I shifted into the creative space, it also forced me to shift my mentality, because you never know when your next job is. You got to stack.
Yes.
You got to stack, you got to save.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is and I know it's a lesson for a lot of people right now.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, it's such a huge lesson for everybody. It really is. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I mean, you got to come back and do some more of this, because I think you have so much knowledge that people need to actually hear, especially about branding and different things like that. But I love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for joining in. Until next time.